Hello students, today I'm gonna teach you about living beings. As we all know that there are different types of living beings around us that are plants, animals, and some are microscopic in nature also. They are the bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. So today we will learn about living beings. So yes, there are some microscopic organisms. They are bacteria, viruses, fungi. So bacteria are the microscopic organisms, and which was discovered by Anton van Leeuwenhoek in 1676 AD. And there are different types of bacteria which are in a different shapes, that are rod shape, bacilli shape, comma shape, coil shape. And the examples of some bacteria are the Salmonella typhi, Escherichia coli, cholera, Vibrio cholera, etc. So, and viruses are ultramicroscopic microorganisms, and it may be the RNA or DNA virus. So, RNA means ribonucleic acid, and DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. So move on to fungi. Fungi are the chlorophyll-less microscopic plants, and it is a saprophytic in nature. It means that it depends on dead and decayed matter as their food. And fungi are both harmful and useful also. As we all know, the mushroom is regarded as a food. We consume mushroom as a food, which is also a fungi. And yes, and some fungi cause the fungal disease also. Okay, now move on to the modification of different parts of the plants. So what is modification? Modification means simply the leaves, roots, and stems are modified into the different forms according to the location. Here, as in the figure also, some leaves are modified into different parts, and some roots are also modified into food, which acts as a storage of food, and some also gives us some mechanical support, and some performs some vital function. It means that we have seen the pea, which consists of a tendrils, which helps as a runner. It means it helps to climb into the other parts, which gives us a mechanical support too. So now modification of a stem means it is modified into underground modification, subaerial modification, and aerial modification. Now move on to the modification of leaves. Leaves are modified into thorns. For example, in the cactus, the leaves are modified into the thorns, which helps in a defending purpose, and leaves are also modified into the tendrils. As I have already said, like of that peas, it helps, it give a rise as a tendril, which helps in a climb. So now next move on to the seed. We have seen the different types of seeds which are in a different shape, size, and color. And in the figure, I have shown you about the internal structure of the seeds of both monocot and the dicot seed. And seeds are of two types. There are monocotyledons and the dicotyledons. Monocotyledons means having a single cotyledons, for example, wheat, rice, and dicotyledons means having the two cotyledons, for example, pea, beans, etc. So now move on to the function of the seed. So what are the function of the seeds? It means the seeds helps in a germination. It means the seeds, through the seeds, it gives a new life. And also we consume the different types of a seed as a food, for example, beans, pulses, rice, wheat, etc. And also it helps in a protection of a embryo. So now move on to the Dispersal of a seed. So dispersal of a seeds means the seeds are carried out by one place to the another place by the different means, and under the favorable condition it will germinate into the new plant. So it is carried out by air or by water or by human beings or an animal. So what is the case of in by the human beings and the animals? Simply the human beings, when touches the seed, it contains the spike, and wherever the human being goes, uh, suddenly if that seed spikes fallen down, and if it gets a favorable condition, it will grow into the new plant, and similar thing happen to the animals. So now another one is a fruit can itself bursts out the forcefully, like in the sesame, then it gives rise to the new. So now modification of a stem means it it is modified into underground modification, subaerial modification, and aerial modification. So next is the pollination. Pollination means a process of transferring pollen grains from anther to the stigma, and pollination can be occurred by the two ways. There are the self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means the process of transferring pollen grains of one flower to the stigma of the same flower is called self-pollination. Cross-pollination means the process of transferring pollen grains from one flower to the stigma of a different flower of the same species is called cross-pollination. So now the next is the fertilization, and the process of a fusion of a male and a female gamete to form a zygote. Hello students, today I'm gonna teach you about living beings. As we all know that there are different types of living beings around us, that are plants, animals, and some are microscopic in nature also. They are the bacteria, viruses, fungi, etc. So today we will learn about living beings. So now it's a question answer time. I have given you some question answers also. So the first question is what is pollination, second one is what are bacteria, and third one is what is fertilization, and I have given assignment. So after watching this video, I think this will be helpful to solve these questions also. So now modification of a stem means it it is modified into underground modification, subaerial modification, and aerial modification. So thank you.